After the ball is over, after this game is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 430. Today is, it's not Monday, today is Saturday, November 28th as we are recording. It's still 2020, episode 430. And the reason I said it's not Monday is because we thought we were going to be podcasting Monday, but our hairdresser had to reschedule because her husband planned a surprise for her all day today. And gee whiz, that has to trump our hair. So she'll come on Monday. So we're here. I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Furnico.
And I'm Talia, also known as Francisca Gypsy. Sorry, Mom.
We want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Fun in the Woman Cave. We're glad to have you with us. If you are new, we're glad you found us, and we hope you find something that you like and that you'll stay with us. And if you are returning, we're always glad to have you back. If you are new or returning and you're in the shadows, please feel free to join us officially. Press the little subscribe button on, I think it's your right, the little red button.
Yeah, it is.
And then the little bell so you get notifications. And if you want to be able to take part in all the alongs and the giveaways, the camaraderie and all the support, that kind of stuff, that happens in our PHN homepage. And that's in the little description box below the video. It's phnpodcast.freeforums.net. That's phnpodcast.freeforums.net. Okay? We do have a new member who's official today.
Oh, yay.
Her name is Sandy. Welcome, Sandy. We're glad to have you with us. She is
Sandy?
She's official in the PHN home group. So yay, we're glad to have her with us. And we have a new member also in the PHN home Patreon group.
The
Mama C.
It's the PHN Patron Cafe.
Yes. Welcome, Mama C.
Welcome.
Yes. Okay. So now we'll move on to our tea. And you have 10 and I have 9, so...
I'm also having my salted... whoopsie. Oh, where'd my bean go? I dropped a bean.
I don't know.
There's my bean.
Okay.
I just finished re-watching / re-listening to Into the Woods, so now anytime I think about beans, I'm thinking of Derek and the Beanstalk.
Right.
And also the witch. But anyway. This is Bada Bean, Bada Boom. This is a sea salt one. Just a little bit off today, so I figured I wanted something salty, not something sweet. But I have more projects than Mom. So I'm going to stir my tea, and I'll talk about my tea. Bring it a little closer. Yeah. So, in my All I Want Is to Hug All the Bunnies mug. Mom, are you able to see the screen better since I moved it that way?
Yes.
Okay. Because I can see it too.
Just want to make sure that I'm in the picture.
You are. You're in the picture. I mean, if we bend over and bend out, sometimes it'll be...
Sorry for the clinking.
Yeah, we both had to stir our tea, so... you might want to scoot a smidge here. Let's move the tissue box down here. There we go. Because then that'll get... There we go, perfect. It's only when you stir in that corner that sometimes you're not seeing. So this is Blood Orange Reflection Tea by Plum Deluxe. Rich with flavor but simple. A tea for fresh starts. Journeys, new beginnings. It seems to be more of a tisane than a tea. It's all organic. Let's try that. Hibiscus.
It's the Germany tea.
Rose hips, orange peels, natural orange essence, love and gratitude.
That is...
I wanted it because it seemed Christmassy, and I'm just feeling like holiday teas right now.
And I love that tea. It always makes me think of the Chris Kindermartin Germany, but I
It is good
I
tea.
needed caffeine today.
I was hoping the strong flavor would help me. Hang on, I know you love this one. Leave me some.
I know you like the one I have too. Yep. Germany tea. Andy, you may call it blood orange tea, but that's the Germany tea. Andy
But
is,
Andy, she also calls like every tea the Germany
no, that's
tea.
really the Germany tea. And Andy is the proprietor of Plum Deluxe, in case you don't know, you're new.
And people who've been asking about the tea in the past, we've now inserted in the description box Plum Deluxe Tea's link. It's toward the bottom of all the links. Also, if you go to the channel and you see the About section, I also have it in the links in that area too.
Right.
I've been doing some updating to the channel so it looks fancy schmancy-ish.
In my Chronically Crocheting Yarny Friends Make the Best Friends mug, this is Crystal from Chronically Crocheting. She gave this to me and I love it. Is my tea. It is Plum Deluxe Maple Chai, refreshing, invigorating, and just wonderful. And this is also kind of a holiday one. Makes me think of New England. It's got black tea, oolong tea, apple pieces, cinnamon chip, cardamom, ginger, clove, safflower, maple syrup extract, love, gratitude, and caffeine, which is important at this particular point in time. I had a 70-calorie little fiber bar because I think I overdid it on Thanksgiving. So, a little bit.
I know the cheese really affected you.
Yeah. We had a ziti as part of the menu, and even though I kind of tried to get lower lactate options, they didn't have any dairy free, so I had to get the available. So I had to get the lactate and regular. So
It's good, but it's definitely not what I want today. Apparently, I do want something that's more of a fruity thing today.
what I really wanted was chocolate, but I'm almost through the one that I've been drinking, and I don't want to. So
Yeah, Mom, really does the chocolate tea.
okay, so now that is our tea and our little snack. I hope you have your beverage of choice, your snack of choice if you want one, while we move on. Is there anything that you need to say before I move on?
I don't have a brain, so no.
Okay. We might be a little, there's definitely weather coming in the next couple of days, and it's kind of affecting us, so we will try to be on topic.
And then also for me as well, this has been a very much of an activity-heavy week for me. So, I'm probably kind of wiped out from that, plus the weather.
Right. Okay, so moving on, we will go into our alongs. Before I go into the alongs, charity related, I dropped off all the stuff that was supposed to go to the pregnancy center. Ty and I had to pick up something from somewhere and go to PT or something. Wasn't that what
We did PT, we picked up my Bible from Northwestern.
Yeah, and then we dropped
Because
off.
I had left a Bible at my old workplace, and they just found it. The nurse who took over for me found it just recently. I
So-
guess she hadn't opened that drawer before.
So we went and got that, and we dropped off the pregnancy center. All that stuff went off. So that means only the stuff for Kim is still here, and Brittany's dishcloths, and those dishcloths have been packaged. They're just not going out because I packaged all my orders, and I looked at Brittany's thing, and I said, I can't do this right now. So Brittany's package and my mom's package full of like Red Heart yarn. She's learning how to crochet. So I'm sending her some Red Heart and Hobby Lobby when I cleared out my stash. She said, please don't send it if it doesn't have the ball band. So these are all
Oh,
full
because she likes
sleeves.
to know what colors or whatever?
I don't know.
She might want to be able to get more if
that,
she runs
well,
low.
that, and I think she also wants to know that she has enough.
Oh, that makes sense.
So I think I'm sending her like 6 skeins or something like that. Those Hobby Lobby or
Hey, I'm really proud of her. You know, most people who are, you know, what is she? She's no, she's not 80s yet.
yeah, she's 80.
Okay. Most people not everyone who's in their 80s can pick up a new hobby and just start with
She
that.
picked it up in her mid 70s, her
But
late 70s.
But still, you
yeah.
know, that's pretty cool. Like, it's harder to
Yeah.
learn stuff when you're, as you age. You know, your brain's not as plastic.
I think you mean elastic.
Actually, plastic is the term that we use in medical.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Yeah, because they would say that that babies are more have.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is an actual proper
That's
term
weird.
within
Yeah.
medical community.
That may be, but it's weird. Okay.
I can't help that you don't know stuff.
No, I know stuff. I just think it's weird. It shouldn't be that way.
That's the legit term.
Oh, I didn't say it wasn't. I just said it's weird. Okay, so those are all out, and we are obviously still accepting that kind of stuff now that we're heading into winter. So the Evans Health things went out a few weeks back. Pregnancy Center's out. I still have Kim's because it's just a little bit of stuff right now. You can send directly to Kim if you want to. No sense in having the double
Middleman.
mailing. And there's the information for Kim, I believe, is in our charity thread. Or you can contact her on PHN. I'm sure she'll get back to you. And that's the Amelia Project. All right. But and Brittany, of course, you can send directly to Brittany as well. We have things that we're going to send ourselves to Brittany. Is why I keep saying that.
Yeah.
But Evans Home and the Pregnancy Center, you can send them to us, and we'll get them to them.
Yes.
And thank you for your generosity.
Thank you so much.
Now, let me see here.
What are you looking for?
I have something here, and I don't know who sent it to me. Oh, yes, I do. I got it. Okay. That goes for Christmas all year long. I put a notation from one of our PHNers who...
Did you contact the Peoples
What?
for the alongs? I know you said you were going to.
Not yet, no. It's been too busy.
Yeah, it has been.
Okay. One of our PHNers very generously donated something to us for an upcoming along, and I couldn't find her name. It took me a while to find it. And that's going to be one of her for the upcoming along next year.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now that I've confused you completely, let's go into alongs that we are doing now. The PHN Charity Cal Lal 2020 is in its last month and a little bit. Month and a week, something like that. It's about 5
Although
weeks.
it's really funny, I've actually been making toys this time around.
Yeah, I've got toys that I've been doing. I just haven't because my hands have been a little cranky. I think I pushed them a little bit too much with the crocheting. I have to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
I have a ton of crochet projects as opposed to the last couple of years where I was basically just knitting most of my stuff.
Well, when you have your druthers and your hands let you are a crocheter primarily. I mean, you will knit the things, but it's like your first inclination is the crocheting.
I enjoy crocheting. I enjoy knitting.
Well,
but
I think part of your enjoyment of crocheting is you can fix it.
I know I can fix it. I'm not afraid of crochet in the least.
You're very comfortable in that arena.
So, I will try something, and if I don't like it, I yank it out. Now, there's certain yarns I won't use if I think I
Well,
can't.
yeah, but everyone has yarns they don't like because they don't.
It doesn't yank out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Or they don't like the way it feels, or whatever. I mean, that's just preference.
Yeah. So anyway, going back to the along here, the craft along. Excuse me. I'm sorry if I have to do this. I think it's allergies. Okay. In this charity along, I'm going to kind of go through the rules, if you will, verbatim for this along, and then just kind of give you the variations when we hit the other alongs, so I don't have to say the things 3 times or whatever. So this
If
one,
you say them 3 times, Beetlejuice appears.
or goes back, or
Yes.
you get wishes, provisos on wishes. This along runs January 1st of 2020 through December 31st of 2020, which means January 1st of 2021, it's finished. Okay, January 1st. Projects must be knit, loom knit, or crocheted. Previous whips are allowed, but must be worked on during the along. Chatter and pictures will all be in the same thread. There was a time we had them split. We don't do that anymore. It's just too hard to keep up with.
Yeah.
All charity projects will be accepted, but baby items, I forgot to say that in this along, sewn items, only the masks for COVID are accepted, okay?
Well, also, quick note, the other reason why we started putting chatter in, besides hard to keep track of, we found that people would comment on people's projects more if they were all in the same place. So it's better for fostering community.
Yeah. So the masks for COVID, those are sewn. The only sewn object that we accept for anything. those are these are for 2 times the price for the FO. The sewn masks for COVID, baby items, Hat Not Hate, even if that's not going on anymore. The dishcloths that go to Brittany, and anything in Lady Fernico Creations yarn or Laura Lollipop Girl yarn. My One pattern, Talia's patterns, or Laura Concert's patterns. They're 2 times the price for the finished object only. If you use my yarn or Laura's yarn with one of those featured patterns, then you get 3 chances at a price for the finished object only. You are responsible for your own multiple postings because,
Yes.
yeah, you get to do the extra work for the extra chance at a prize. And you guys are always great about that.
Yes.
Now, 1 whip per project per week. A whip, for those of you who might be new, is a work in progress. The FO, whenever it's completed, the FO is a finished object. And PhDs, project half-dones, are not considered finished.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
So those be whips.
That's a whips, all right? So if you
So
have
like you have 1 sock.
one sock or a finished square or
Now,
something.
unless you're just planning on doing like 1 sock for a sample.
If it's a sample or if it's a Christmas stocking.
Right. Oh yeah, no
yeah.
one's gonna be knitting
No.
2.
Well,
I mean,
did.
you're not gonna necessarily knit 2.
Right, but that's my point.
Yeah.
Okay? If it's part of a pair, like 1 glove, 1 sock, and like Michael Jackson notwithstanding, 1 glove is not a finished object. Okay?
Unless you only intended to knit 1
Right,
glove.
right. So, and squares are not, unless they're like dishcloths or something, okay? So, those are whips. You can post the FO whenever it's finished. So, if I was working on Talia's shawl and I finished it, well, I worked on it Monday and Tuesday and I finished it Saturday, I could still put it in, even though I put whip pictures in, 1 whip picture on, say, Tuesday. And then Saturday I could still put in the finished object because it's a finished object, not a whip. So that's the way that goes. Let's see here. The hashtag is hashtag PHNCharity2020 on Instagram. All right. And the prizes at this point, well, the prizes for this along, we had donated by Mama C, West Yorkshire Spinners Yarn. Thank you, Christina.
Thank you so much.
Very, very much. She is very generous to us, always.
Indeed.
And some mohair min yarn donated by Marriott, and Marriott has also been very generous to our podcast, and as we've mentioned repeatedly on a podcast, she donated at one time this huge amount of yarn. I think she actually did it in 2 sections,
She might
you
have,
know,
yeah.
in like a few weeks apart, but it was this huge haul of prizes, and we're still going through it, you know, 8 years later.
Yes.
So she just was amazingly generous with us, and we do appreciate that, because this is how we can give the nice prizes that we have, notwithstanding the fact that I dye yarn and Talia does patterns and things.
Well, if you wanted something a little different.
Yeah, if you want something a little different or whatever, there's certain things that we don't do. We don't do mohair. We don't, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
So the generosity of you guys' generosity is just amazing, and we
Yes,
appreciate
thank you
that
so
a lot.
much.
Okay, now
Gives people a chance to try yarns perhaps they never tried.
and colors maybe that they wouldn't try normally.
Right, exactly.
Now the toy along is got 1 month to go, 1 month and about a week, you know, just like the charity along, but this one was only for a quarter of the year. It started October 1st and goes through December 31st, so it's when the year ends, the along ends, okay? And as we said previously, because we are all over the place with our membership and even our moderators and administrators, if you see the thread open, you can put it in.
And by all over the place, she means all over the world.
Right, all over the world. If you
Not just like we're all like, woo!
well, that's that too. If you see the thread is open, even if it's January 1st at noon, if that is open, you can still put something in there. We will close it down somewhere that time.
But
period.
if it's
But-
open for you, you don't have to police it.
Right. If it's open, you can put it, that's us. That's
Yeah.
on us, okay? Even if it's open till January 2nd, because it's New Year's Day and we're doing this, that, or the other thing, and our moderators are doing with their family, you might get a gratis day, okay? It's slated to close January 1st at midnight Eastern Standard Time, but I know sometimes we don't do that because we're not up, And we want to make sure like our California people get in there and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So it might be open a little bit longer. If it is, put your stuff in.
Yeah,
but,
take advantage.
But try to get your stuff in if you really want to get that extra chance of a prize. Try to get it in, before the wee hours of, December 31st. So,
Yeah, so you don't
so
miss
you don't
your
miss
chance.
it. Yeah, especially if you have something that you really worked hard on and to get that in.
Yeah.
Maybe it has multiple chances at a prize because it uses my yarn and a featured pattern, and you want to get it in. So make sure you get that in because you don't want to lose your 3 chances for that. All right? Because we want you to have as many chances as possible.
Indeed.
Okay. The rules, as I said, are basically the same, but for this one, the toy along, there are no sewn objects, so no sewn toys. And the featured yarns and patterns are basically the same, except it's only Talia's patterns, her toy patterns, and Laura Concert's toy patterns, and Bakery Bears patterns. You've got the bears for Bakery Bears, the giraffe, and the fox. Thank you to...
Oh, who told us?
I think it was Fiber Hermit, might have been Margaret.
I think you're right, it was.
Thank you for telling us. I knew there was an extra one. I couldn't
I
think
think
out
she
what
said
it
it
was.
was like Fitzwilliam or something.
Fitzwilliam or something like that is a fox. So K is KF Jones.
That's a very British
Yes.
name of something.
K is KF Jones from the Bakery Bears.
Mm-hmm.
And so we always like to feature her toys because we go way back with them and
Mm-hmm.
we love them and they are just amazing. And if you're looking for a podcast that's a little different in terms of its scope and its production values, it's excellent.
Yeah, they put a lot of hard work into it.
They put a lot of work into it. You might want to check them out. They are fabulous. And I'm looking forward to their Advent stuff. That starts tomorrow.
Yes, it does. I need to watch her most
tomorrow,
recent
right?
Yes, it is.
Tomorrow, yeah.
I need to watch her most recent podcast because that's how it'll go up.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance.
And
because
Dan has another self-contained dinner that I need to watch.
I have been running crazy busy that I can't even sit down for 5 minutes, it seems like, without having to do something. So
Well, I sit down and I fall asleep.
I haven't been able. I'm so far behind on the Bakery Bears, but I absolutely love them, and I'm going to watch the most recent one and then go backwards because I don't want to.
That's what I do too.
Yeah, I use Kay's tutorials all the time. Well, whenever I need a tutorial, I generally go to Kay or YouTube. I still have some of my craftsy stuff, but Kay or YouTube. And she's just got a very, very good way of explaining things. And she's we've mentioned this multiple times. She has such a soothing way of speaking. So if you're stressed or whatever, you just kind of sit there and you listen to her. I love doing her cooking.
Yeah.
I love sitting there watching
Even
her
though,
cook.
I can't eat anything she's talking about, I'm still going to sit there and listen to her talk about cooking.
Yeah, she's really good. And Dan is high energy. If I need a little bit of a uptick in my mood or whatever, if I'm just not not in that kind of mood where you kind of have to have everything calm, but you really want to have something a little boisterous. I love listening to Dan for that. He's so enthusiastic.
But he's not frenetic.
No, he's so enthusiastic about everything. He's all about the superlatives. I just love the way. This is the best thing ever, and I just love him for
So
that.
much enthusiasm. It's awesome.
It's great. He's like a big kid. He's very enthusiastic, and
We should all have that sort of enthusiasm for life.
yes, he's absolutely fabulous. He just reminds you. He has like a childlike wonder about things, and I think that's absolutely fabulous. I mean, it's just terrific. But anyway, this is not.
This
about,
is our Bakery Bears section, apparently, of the podcast.
We haven't done that in a while.
We did it last week.
But it was last week.
We do it every week.
We do have. Sorry, guys. We do have favorite podcasts. I suppose. I guess everybody does. Even if we don't watch a ton of them, just it's like old friends, and they are old friends. So, where was I? Oh yes, Toy Along, Bakery Bears. I did all the different things that were featured, and see that was a change from the charity. I had to say something, right? Okay. The hashtag is PHNToy2020 on Instagram, and although we have mentioned like Talia's toys, Laura's toys, and Kay's toys, you are not limited to those toys. Those are the toys.
No, we're not going to be no, you must only
toy
make
Nazis.
these toys.
Wrap your hand with a ruler. No.
Knitting
needle.
it's way too time intensive, too much effort.
Yeah, but no, I just
Also,
toy alongs are supposed to be fun. Make the toy you want to make, as long as it's knitted, crocheted, or loom knitted.
And then we get to see all these toys.
All the pretty toys. They're so cute.
That's always has been sort of the
selfish one. We want to see all the faces.
the ulterior motive.
Yes. So, Okay, and the prizes, I do have prizes. I actually was going to pull them out, and then I started
Then you
packaging
didn't.
things, so I didn't. So I will, you guys will be surprised. There will be prizes. There will be prizes for the toy along, and you will see when you see. It's going to be a surprise, right? You like holiday surprises. Yes. Okay. Rough drafts.
Right, it's me first. So, let me finish that stitch there. What? Tea all gone?
No, this dripped on me.
Okay, so first I think I'm going to show something I can't show first.
I thought you might.
It's just easier. I don't know why I always save it for last.
Yeah, it gives you something to look forward to, that you can see something other than bags at the very end.
Yeah, so in this bag is a design. Yay!
Yay, pretty bag.
Oh yes, Silvershed USA. Link is also in the box and in the about section of the channel.
And this is Ann Brody. I didn't see if she was doing the sale or not.
I didn't notice. Well, also I don't go to her shop because that's bad.
It's very tempting. I can't go to Ann unless I want to buy something because she is the best. Okay?
That's me.
All right, now.
Well, I'm not Anne. I'm saying that that's all for me and
Okay,
that
then.
project. Go, just talk.
I left my shawl over there.
Are you
Oh,
cold?
Well, I'm okay for now.
Get up and get it.
I've got my tea right now.
Mom, get your shawl.
Well, let me do my thing first. All right. In my Ploverbird Owls bag.
Hang on, Mom. I'm not cold.
I will get my
I'm not.
shawl.
No, I'm not getting up. I'm not cold. You can get your shawl after. You can wear my Dobbin one right now.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Heck, I wasn't getting up. I'm comfortable.
In my Ploverbird Owl bag is my Anne's Imagination Cowl from the Green Gables inspired pattern by Tanya Marie. It's called, and I call it Adam and Avonlea. And I only worked a little bit. This tends to get worked on when I take Taya to PT. What did I do here?
Did you break it?
No, okay, there we go. I stuck the needle in the fabric.
Oh, I've done that
I
sometimes.
think I did that to keep it from coming apart. So, I think this is the front. Isn't that pretty? I just love the way this is working out. And I know it doesn't look like... I haven't made a lot of progress because I only work on it PT and I only work on 3 or 4 rows. So, but this is a fun little pattern and it is a sampler. So I'm looking forward to
The next sample.
the next sample. But I like this. Can I just keep going
Doing
with
that.
this? I mean, it's really pretty. I really like that. It just, it kind of makes me happy. This would make me happy with even a pair of socks or something. Although I don't think it would stay up.
Yeah, maybe not.
But this is really pretty. The yarn is
Well, I mean,
Scano.
look.
Yeah.
Similar idea.
Yeah.
I mean, not the same, obviously, but similar.
So this one is this is Scano yarn. I had it, I think this one I got in a kit. A yarn box. But, and I didn't do that for very long because I felt guilty. I kept getting the yarn, kept piling up. I only did it like for maybe 3 boxes.
Yeah, I think that was about the same that I did, because after a while I was like, yeah, no, I'm not, I'd rather actually purchase the yarn for the cost of,
It's not that I didn't like the yarn box
But
idea.
I'm also very picky.
I am picky about
I'm not very picky, but
I am. I'm picky about the weight, and thankfully you can choose your weight.
Right.
But I'm also picky about the colors.
I think that's what it was. They did choose colors that I
And
really liked.
They did have, you could choose, like, did you want blues and greens? Did you want reds and yellows? You could choose that, but sometimes the yarn they picked out was not necessarily what I wanted. I mean, I was lucky and blessed that I got things that I could use.
Yeah.
But I know sometimes I'd look at people, what they got, and I'm like, oh, I wouldn't want to get that. And I was just starting to pile up because they send you a generous amount for the...
Oh, yeah, they do. They really do.
2 or 3 skeins in the box. And so, 2 or 3 boxes later, you're like, 6 to 10 yarns.
Yeah. It's like, okay, yeah, that's
I
too
can't
much.
keep up. So, if they had maybe a once every 3 month option, maybe that would have been a good idea. I don't know if they have that.
I still kind of like, yes, I like, if I'm going to buy yarn, I want to buy yarn and choose what yarn I'm buying.
And
Unless it's Matt Tosh. Matt Tosh, I'll trust it. They say, like, oh, we're doing a because I did that with Matt Tosh. They said, surprise, one of a kind.
right.
I think it was a DK and then a worsted.
Yeah.
And that really pretty, it's like a purpley color that you love that I have Matt Tosh. That's where that came from.
See, I could do it for Mad Tosh. I could do it with Malabrigo. And that's about it because I just
I have to be pretty sure I'm going to like what I get.
yeah, it has to be. If even Dragonfly Fibers, as much as I like them, and I could probably buy out their store in a heartbeat, at least the original Dragonfly
But
Fibers.
we don't know anything about the new ones.
Yeah, sometimes it's there are too many variegateds,
Right.
and so I like to be able to pick. But with Matosh and with Malabrigo, they have all these different solids and tonals and stuff. They're just beautiful. But anyway, you go in and do yours. I'm going to get my.
Okay. So, in my Ravelry tote bag is another design that you can't see. Oh, that's not the Ravelry tote bag either. That's the Nova Fiber Festival bag.
Get it right. And you guys might recognize this shawl. This is.
Hang on. There we go.
Am I sitting on you? Okay.
Yeah.
And this is another one of the shawls that I'm making for the one I made for Talia, or making for Talia and made for Crystal. This is the scrap shawl by Anastasia Zattel.
That was the first one you made, wasn't it?
This is the first one I made, and I was gonna wear my sweater, but I didn't want to have to worry about taking the sleeves out.
You always said this is nice and heavy.
It is.
You don't wear it enough.
Okay.
Perfect for around the house.
Yeah, it is. I'm learning now that we're home. I'm learning that which shawls work best at home as opposed to which go out. I love yours, but this one I needed something a little heavier. I was cold. Okay. And by hers, I mean the sock knitted shawl by K.F. Jones, right? That's what it was, the gray?
Yeah, it was a sock knitter.
Sock knitted shawl.
I made it in Miss Babs.
Yeah, and I have one in brown that you've seen that I made.
Mine, for me, it was too airy. I chose too big of a needle size for my preference. And also, I'm not a huge fan of wearing the triangle shape. It just doesn't cover my arms enough. So
And
I thought Mom would wear it more.
you made it big enough that it does cover me.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
I've got wider shoulders than Mom, and also I just like a lot of coverage of my arms.
Which is why I like this one so much.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a really nice.
Okay. And it has nothing to do with case pattern. It's a
No,
beautiful
no,
pattern.
no. Nothing at all.
Okay.
It was a fun knit.
Yeah, I loved it. I had two on the needles at the same time, and then I realized that I've got two in my drawer now, thanks to Talia. And I was like, okay, I can always do it again later. Right now I have to do other things because it was just sitting there taking up a bag. So I'll do it again later.
Yeah.
You know, but because I do love that pattern. It's one of the few that I finished because I just get ADD and then I stop. And,
Right.
And then I'm like, oh
Then
my.
you lose where you're at.
Yeah, my gauge is off or whatever, so I have to pull it out. But I have finished 2 or 3 patterns of K's. I like them. And that's saying a lot of one designer.
Yeah, it is.
So, for me. So, okay. Spoiled Bunny Stomp Scarf. This is in my Ploverbird.
Now the Cerebel tops all repeats of you designers.
Yeah, even you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think I might beat out Cerebel because if for total,
For total, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for total, possibly.
you've done more than. You've done a lot of you've done almost every one of my crocheted patterns at least once.
Yeah, at least once. I've done all your patterns at least once. I think the one I didn't do was, I didn't do Iris because I'd done Berry.
Right.
And I don't think I did, I did Selena, right?
Yeah, you did
I
Selena.
tested Selena.
She's over there.
Yeah, I think I did, I think I did everything else that you did in terms of that.
So I have like 20-some crochet patterns.
And I've done York multiple times. I've done Biddy multiple times. I've done Tara
So,
multiple times.
Overall, I've beaten any other designer that you've repeated.
I've even done Timmy twice.
That's right, you have.
Yeah. Okay, so this is my Anastasia. This is another designer I used to do multiple of. This is this is Cerebel.
This is Cerebel.
This is Cerebel. Anastasia is one I've done a lot. But this one is probably the single pattern I've done the most.
Yeah, I would agree to that.
This,
York comes close.
Yeah.
No, York comes close to Timmy.
Timmy.
Not to me, Biddy.
Biddy, yeah. I do have my favorite patterns of Talia's. The Biddy, York, and Brat.
Yes.
This is the Cerebel pattern
You know, I
by
don't know if I
Sarah
hit my lights.
Sweethearts. And I call this one the Spoiled Bunny Stomp, and I explained this one earlier because Talia whined at me until I took it out. She stomped like a spoiled bunny. So this is it. I did make a little progress on this. This goes very, very quickly. It just, my hands have to be cooperative because unlike some patterns where you just do it one stitch per stitch, you just do one stitch. this is like a shell or a fan or whatever you want to call
Right.
this. So there's more than one stitch in each stitch, and so my hands, if I do one row, it's like doing 3.
Right.
So if it goes really fast, if my hands cooperate, I love it, and it's working up really pretty. This is my pattern, as I've mentioned before, that if I can't figure out what to do with the yarn, most likely it's going to become this eventually.
Right, because I mean, it keeps it it makes a yarn that you're like, what the heck, look absolutely gorgeous.
And it's not that the yarn wasn't pretty.
No, it's just you didn't know what to do with it.
I didn't know what to do with it, and I think, it looked prettier. It looked like it was more my colors in the skein than when I started working it.
Or it might have been one of those things also where it's just like you fell in love with the combination. Sometimes it just happens,
Yeah.
even if it's
Yeah.
not your colors necessarily. Because I've totally done that, which is why it's always so convenient that if I fall in love with working a color, and it's not my colors, usually it is Davina's colors.
Right. Now this one, I really did like the way it was coming up in that thing I was knitting. But I just didn't feel like ripping it out. Because it did look, I like the pooling. Kind of like my yarn does. It kind of was pooling, and I like that. But it does work just as well in the Surabel.
I think it looks better in the Cerebel.
You're not prejudiced.
Not at all.
Biased.
Yes, that too.
Yes.
So let me finish my last stitch on this needle.
Apparently I really wanted maple today.
Apparently. I had maple syrup with my breakfast, so I think I really didn't want maple. I had gluten-free, dairy-free buttermilk biscuits, cut 2 of them in half, and then took a little bit of maple syrup and put it on there to make buttermilk buttermilk pancakes.
My husband made me egg bread for Thanksgiving. I'm really the only one who likes it. Davina will help me eat it, but and he had some, I think, during Thanksgiving. But basically, it was made for me, so I have it with a little bit of Polaner all fruit apricot. Not even the full serving of that. It just had that for breakfast with my tea.
I do like with my buttermilk biscuit even better with a little bit of strawberry fruit spread on it.
Yeah.
So it's not really a jelly. They call it like fruit spread or whatever.
Yeah, well,
Because it takes out all the extra stuff.
Is it Polaner? Is it Polaner all fruit, or is it something else?
I can't remember the brand.
Yeah. You probably have that as well.
Because I had to read very carefully all my labels. But that's why I didn't feel like maple.
Did you show something?
No, I need to.
Okay.
So, just looking over my projects, make sure which one I want to show. Okay. I'm just counting. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Are you counting? Are you counting?
Hold on one second, you messed me up. Okay.
8, you said. Are you counting? That is a reference.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's because you only seen the movie maybe once.
Oh, okay.
It is a superhero. Well, not really a superhero. I wouldn't consider that person a superhero. But it's involved with a certain person that is a dirty pigeon.
Oh, that was...
Dirty Pigeon is a reference. I'm sorry. It's a reference.
It's a personal...
It's a story reference. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I know what movie you're talking about. No, I've seen it more than once. It's just that it didn't really stick in my head that much just because...
Well, it's not from his
It's not,
movie.
and it's also not... no, I know exactly what movie you're talking about. It's just not... It wasn't a terribly memorable movie. It probably wasn't their most inspired spin-off because the original wasn't that great. Anyway. In my Silvershed USA book bag...
Which I now have as well. Yay.
Yes, I have to be careful not to leave it in here because...
There are a couple bags that we have the same because, like autism awareness or whatever, we were great. People gifted it to us. That was really nice. Or,
That's where I put this.
or we liked the bag the same, and eventually we just broke down and the other person got it.
Yeah. You or Davina got this for me.
I got it for you.
And it has this really pretty gold inside. I think yours has blue on the inside.
Yeah, I think I did have blue on the inside. I have to check.
But this is my purple comfy bunny, also known as Comfy Bunny, also known as Comfy.
Also, no, she's on the most wanted list. There's all these aliases.
He.
He.
And I worked just a little bit more on his other back leg. So, let's see, hold on. I've got
You're just gonna get a knot here. Come on.
Yeah, I'm not going to pull too much right now. I'm not worried about it right now. We'll fix it later.
Yeah, just don't pull too tight. You won't be able to
No,
get
I
it.
won't pull. So, yeah. Got all the pieces, both ears, both front legs. Finished one back leg.
I really like that color. I like the way it.
I do too. It's a nice depth to it.
Yeah, it's nice. James C. Brett. This is James C. Brett Chunky.
This is the other back leg that I started.
Yeah, and we've talked about James C. Brett Chunky before because we really do like it.
Well, and I like this blue for his eyes is also James C. Brett. And it pulls out the little bit of blue that's in this purple.
You can take your temperature fluctuations back now.
Oh, you're welcome. The tail is going to be this kind of off-white.
It's gonna be pretty.
So,
You don't have a white?
I didn't want a white.
Really?
I mean, I have a white. Do you think white would look better?
I think you can tell better when the thing's all done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, I think I thought because the white looked weird on him,
Right.
but he's a darker bunny.
Well, you can figure it out when you get to
Yeah.
that point. It's not, and even if you make one, it's not like it's cast in stone.
No, I mean it's a small little tail.
Yeah. Okay. In my Universal Studios canvas bag, this is a huge bag, as witnessing the fact that when I go to PT, this is one of the bags I'll take and just stuff a bunch of other bags on top of the project that's in here. This is my Ninja Turtle baby blanket, and this should have been done like 50,000 years ago.
50,000, huh?
This is my needle keeper, my hook keeper that Christina, who's Mama C, made for me. So I don't lose my hook, because I am notorious for losing my hook. Thank you, Christina.
Couch eats them.
I just lose it. I put
You
it
do.
down.
You'll take it out of the bag, and you'll be like, "Where's my hook?"
Because I don't remember where I put it. I had to roll up my yarn because Knit Picks is notorious
Yeah, it falls apart.
for falling apart after a certain point.
Actually, so does
I'm not even finished doing this yet. Look at this.
yeah, so does the baby yarn. The one I use for all my baby blankets. The Paddle Bob.
right.
It does that as well.
So I don't know. I think I only did like maybe a row and a half or two. This is usually the last one I do when I'm waiting for Talia to come out of PT because I can stop wherever.
Right.
So I'm still on the green. Eventually I'll get to Mikey. Mikey, it's a good thing he's laid back. As long as he has a piece of pizza, he's happy.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see it's coming along.
Yes.
But it's, it's still just kind of doesn't look like a whole lot of progress because it wasn't a whole lot of progress.
Well, this wasn't a huge crafting week, not really.
Well, I had to stop because I was doing it during PT and I had to stop because this is all knotted up. So I had to start buying. Actually, that's it. I remember I told you I wasn't sure if I was going to show it because I didn't end up working on it. I did this.
Oh, I forgot. Well, you still kind
Yeah,
of worked on it.
I mean,
No, I didn't remember you saying that.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, my work.
I mean, now I kind of have a recollection.
My work on this was making the ball, so I'm sorry I kind of got mixed up, but that's what I did on it, was trying to get this ball made so I can actually work on it.
Right. So I guess it is me again. So, I'm trying to remember the order. I think it's in this bag. Let me take a peek.
I think this tea is helping me perk up a little bit. I used to laugh at people who had to have their caffeine in the morning.
Oh my gosh, she
I
is
didn't
not
get it.
allowed to give up her chai tea during Lent because she makes the rest of the house miserable.
Do not.
She needs chai tea.
I need chai tea.
She needs it every morning to be a person. So, we are pro personhood here. We want her to be a person.
As opposed to a spoiled bunny stop.
It's supposed to be. Okay, so in my fake something bag, designery bag,
the
whatever it's called.
yeah, Vera,
It's a fake.
Vera Bradley.
Yeah.
I wanted to say Vera Allen. Vera Allen is a dancer.
Yeah, I don't think Vera
Vera
Allen
Allen, yeah.
had a bag that she. I mean, she could have, but
She might have, yeah.
so this is Luz. She got a little bit of work.
She looks pretty.
She feels pretty.
Does she feel pretty? She feels pretty. She's so pretty. Pretty and witty and
So she got a little bit of work on her.
yeah, she's pretty.
I do like how the purple of the glasses pops up for her.
It does, and it kind of, it pops up, but it goes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes something will pop up and you're like, oh, that shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She really wanted purple glasses. Well, it kind of pulls in with the little bit of pink that she
Right.
has. 'Cause she has little pink spots, little black spots.
Right.
And then she has like these green stripes in the light blue.
Is that Heidi's yarn?
No, this is
Rebel
this is not Silver Shayuzi. Miss Babs.
Babs. Mm-hmm.
This was one of the Maryland colorways, and I had no idea what I was
Oh yeah,
going to do with
that
it.
was the last time we went to Maryland.
Yeah.
I don't know where mine went.
It's somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe you set it aside for Turtle. I don't know.
I might have set it aside, or it might be in there, and I just don't see it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So she got a little bit of work on her. She takes a little bit longer because her stitches are small. I used an E-hook, and with my tight gauge for crochet, you can barely see my stitches.
It's very pretty.
So
I like the way it's working up.
yeah, I'm really happy with how she looks. She's very subtle for me. And now that I'm looking over my glasses, I can see how pretty the colorway is, because you can't really see the blue and the green differences without doing that. So I wish you guys could see. I'm not sure if you can see how pretty this yarn is working.
I
Up.
think they can.
I
think they can.
So
The
I really
Cerebel-
didn't appreciate necessarily the yarn when I picked it up.
All the worms go marching, marching.
Yes, she's a part of the worm army that we are developing.
I have one that's
They will take over the world,
They will take over the world. What are we going to do?
along with mushrooms.
With mushrooms. Yes, make everybody shudder. We had our little Zoom with Patreons yesterday, and
And we decided mushrooms take over the world.
I love mushrooms. You have to watch Mom and Dad take over the world.
Save the world, Mom.
Mom and Dad save the world. Todd. With the mushrooms.
Yes.
Oh, they're. Oh, you have to see that. If you, yeah.
It's
It's
a
fun.
good, it's a fun movie
It's
anyway.
fun,
It's kind of a family favorite, even though it's one of those things that like.
It's cheesy and it's.
Oh yeah, it's one. I remember when Dad was gonna get, I think, a DVD or something, and the guy said to him, "Oh yeah, everything's gonna be on this format." I think it was DVD. It was way back when. He said, "Even stuff like Mom and Dad Save the World."
Who said that?
It was like he went to It was back when
Who said that?
the guy at like at Best Buy or Circuit City
Oh,
or whatever.
okay.
It was back when Best Buy was open.
Jeffrey Jones, I think, is the guy. I think it's Jeffrey Jones. The guy.
That sounds right.
The guy who played in Beetlejuice. I think
Yeah, the dad.
Yeah, I think it's Jeffrey Jones. And he and the mom was Terry Garr. I love Terry Garr. She's hysterical.
What else is she in?
She was in Tootsie. That was, I think, her first role with Dustin Hoffman, and I think she was in. I was gonna say Earth Girls Are Easy, but that's not right. That was Gina Davis. I can't think of what other stuff, but she's funny, and I like her. Oh, there we go. I got my thing all done. Okay, good.
It's your turn.
Put my hook away before I forget. All right. That was a productive waffle.
Yay.
Okay. Next is in my Knitting's My Bag Faith, Hope, and Love sock bag. This little bag. I really like this bag. I was so happy with the words on this. That's
an early bag.
It
for you.
is an early bag. Especially back then, I didn't normally buy this size bag because as a crocheter, it was really hard to find something.
You got that one when I got the nurse one.
I did.
Yeah, we got it around the same time. I have a nurse one about that size.
I don't normally buy, even now, I don't normally buy this bag, this size bag. But now if I do, like, I have that cute little mosaic bookmark that I still haven't finished, and I'll put it in this size of a bag, or even a baby hat or something. But at that point, why I wanted this bag was because all she had the fabric for was this. And I wanted this fabric. So it's got orange inside, it's got pockets, and it's one of her, there was a time when she used to have a bottom that would come out. I guess
I
you
remember
can
that.
wash it.
I always take out the bottom.
Yeah, it's a flat bottom bag, and then she has like a thin piece
Was
of.
it a cardboard or?
No, I don't think it's cardboard. I think it's bad. The stuff that they make it stiffer. I forget what it's
I
called.
don't know what it's called.
I know what it's called. I just can't think of it. But anyway, I did do a little bit on this.
And what is this?
This is my So Soft Face Cloth project from the So Soft Face Cloth. I don't know who does this. I think it's free.
Oh, okay.
This is, and I think I'm probably about a little more, maybe a third of the way through, maybe a little more, depending on if this is a square or not. So, and this is another one that should have been done a long time ago. I started this when Taya was doing her PT in, where was that? Maryland or Virginia?
That was in Maryland.
In Maryland. So I had a lot of time to knit and crochet because we had to go out there, and once we got there, we just sat.
Mm-hmm.
And so...
And sometimes we were waiting in the car for a little while because we wanted to
Right.
make sure we weren't late. Because we
Right.
like to get a morning appointment, so we would be waiting there for it to open.
Right. So this, I mean, it's not hard. It's just garter and stockinette. And, yeah, this is soft. This is that Hobby Lobby. I love this cotton, and I know Ty doesn't particularly care for it, but I can put it against my face, and it doesn't feel rough. And that's my whole, requirement if I'm doing something that's going to be hitting someone's face.
Uh-huh.
You know, as opposed to being just like a dishcloth or something.
I am so sorry.
I don't know if this would be... I mean, I've done dishcloths out of this, and I'm sure it will be fine, but I think it would be better as a face cloth, like put it with homemade soap or
Right.
something like that. And this is just, you know, the colorway I think is teal. I don't know. But yeah, this is coming up on a year, and there's no reason it shouldn't be done. So
So, this time this is in the Ravelry bag.
the elephant bag.
So, I think I actually gotten this for Fiber Festivals.
Yeah, you did.
Um,
I didn't get one. I don't,
after a while, I didn't bring it after I got actual
bag,
Fiber
yeah,
Festival bags. So it's not. This isn't quite as sturdy. Although you know what, I feel like it handles like wetness on the bottom better.
it might be waxed.
Yeah. Or I think it's actually thicker. It
could
feels like
be.
it's a thicker canvas down here.
Yeah.
But
Sometimes they have like a wax infusion or something where it's like it makes it water repellent or water retardant. Pretty.
so in this bag is this is Disco the bookworm. So he's Disco bookworm.
Disco.
And
bookworm.
he needs to change in his glasses because I have black right now, and that's just too dark.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go with white,
Yeah, that'll be good.
which is kind of what I originally wanted to do. But because nothing else really works. Honestly, what he wants is sparkly silver, but I don't have any sparkly silver.
She will pretty soon.
Yeah, but I need to say that for the Christmas stocking
Yeah.
pattern.
Do you use the whole thing?
I don't, but I'm probably gonna be past the glasses by the time I'm sure because it's spaced throughout the pattern.
I could check. Well, even if I checked for my half skeins, I don't think I have any sparkle half
Yeah,
skeins.
so he will just have to put up with. Although I should check no K's or fingering. I was gonna say I should check the ones for Kay because she has sparkle ones and they're light, but I don't think she has any white ones.
I mean, I could do 2 sparkle fingering sock, and you could hold them together. You know, just a little 10-gram minis.
Mm-hmm.
I could do 2 of those.
The problem is it probably won't be enough because it'll just bring you to like a DK. This is an
okay.
Aran weight.
Okay.
So he's just gonna have to put up with having white glasses. Even if he wants sparkle glasses, he's gonna have to behave himself. He doesn't need to have everything he wants.
But he's a prima donna. He wants to
He
sparkle.
really is. He
He and Miss Peppermint Kitty Cat, if you
But they're
please.
different kinds of prima donnas.
Are they?
She's just more of like,
Well, she's a cat.
and he's all like, I'm cool.
Well, he's a worm.
He thinks that his sunglasses are shades.
Yeah.
His glasses are shades.
Yeah.
Not.
Yeah. He makes them look good.
He makes them look good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, our toys have personalities.
Yes, they do.
I'll have to check again and see if I have anything in sparkle, because he's kind of pouting at me, even though he doesn't have anything to pout with.
You should have a little bit left over from the last time you did the stocking.
I think I used it up in something.
Did you?
I'll check my scraps thing. I have a big scrap bin.
Okay. All right. In my Silver Shed USA blue PHN Faces bag, this is my husband's artwork. And this is the shawl that I was wearing that I just took off, but this is Talia's. And I did a little progress on this when I think I was watching a movie or something. I don't know. This is
Nice
almost
and happy and big.
This is almost done. Okay. Put this here. It's right here. Right here. Okay.
You know I'm not going to remember that.
It's right there. Okay. Now. So you can see how big this is. It's just
Oh, it's going to
really,
be nice.
really big. It's a lot bigger than mine.
Oh, it's going to be so nice. But I also have a longer wingspan than she does, and wider shoulders.
So this is really comfortable. It's Miss Babs. All the skeins are Miss Babs except for this gold. That's Malabrigo. in the sunset colorway. So yeah, this is close to being done. It's a huge project. It makes me laugh that I finished crystals first, but I had a reason.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew that there was no time on this, no time constraint on this one, and it's done. It's almost done. I have to.
Well, you also enjoyed the lighter fabric because hers was airier, and you really enjoy that kind of.
Yeah,
airy fabric.
she almost didn't get it. But I have some black and I have some dragonfly fibers in different blacks, like Area 51.
Oh, that's right. I remember you were in a fade obsession.
I think it was not Area 51. It was District 52. I think it was
whatever
Hunger Games.
wherever Katniss lives.
Yeah, Hunger Games reference, and
I think it's 52.
and some silver. I got a whole bunch of stuff from Dragonfly Fiber. When I realized they were actually not going to be in the same people, I said, okay, I had a budget. Mostly because Ty had a budget. I want to be on a budget as well. And you shouldn't just be spending willy-nilly. Anyway, I said, okay, I'm going to pick up a little more from Dragonfly Fibers and from Marigold Gem because they were both going out of business at the same time. So I picked up several skeins of kind of DK and sock weight from Dragonfly Fibers, and I like their silver. I loved their what's it called? It's a silver gray, Black Pearl. It's called Black Pearl. I always think of
Pirates of the
Caribbean for that, and I thought that would go with District 52 for a shawl.
Yeah, that would be nice. If you have enough, you might add other colors in. Did you put your hook?
It goes in.
Okay. So my next project, let me finish this needle. Stick my DPN in the
There we go.
project. This is what tends to disappear for me are my DPNs. There we go. Okay. So I've started digging for
I haven't seen that bag in a while.
that's because I usually used to use it to keep my crochet hooks in, and then I put all my crochet hooks in the holders and stuck them in my place where I keep my notebooks and all that for my knitting.
in the holders.
You know those things where you unzip it and there's slots where you can put crochet hooks?
Right.
I just reorganized.
Cases.
Yeah, I reorganized my crochet hooks all in one of those cases, and I have that little basket thing where I keep all my knitting paraphernalia, and I stuck it in there so I could use this bag for a project because I needed a bigger bag.
And that's a
So this is a Slip Stitch Studios bag. One of my projects is in my Firefly Slip Stitch Studios bag, but it's hidden somewhere. Anyway, this was one of my first Slip Stitch Studio ones, I think.
it's a nice size. I'm not a big fan of the real tall fin.
Yeah, this was early for me. At this point, I was trying to determine still if I like pockets on the inside. This has a lot of pockets on the inside.
Right. And I have a lot of tall, thin ones when I first started too, and basically those hold things like medicine and Venus medicine, or if I have nylons or something I want to take on a trip, goes in there.
Trying to find the actual project. There we go. It got buried with all the yarn.
Pretty.
So, let me show you the yarn. So this is Candy Floss, and this is a Hobbly yarn, so you can't really get this anymore.
Right. That's Marigold Jen's daughter.
Yeah. And I think I probably intended this for something for Davina at one point. So
Looks like a unicorn. Reminds me of a unicorn.
in case I run out, it's not an exact match, but this will be the end if I run out.
This looks like it's heavier.
It's a little bit heavier. It's actually a worsted.
Well, wait, who did this?
This is shepherd's wool.
Okay, I thought it felt different. Doesn't feel like it's superwash.
No, it's not. But it doesn't really matter because it's a toy. And I'm not playing with it.
Right.
So her name is Candy. And she chose to have yellow glasses.
Not Candace, Candy.
Candy. She chose to have yellow glasses.
And she's cute.
And so she's building up little by little.
She's adorable.
So I'm enjoying working her. She's kind of pooling right here with the blue.
I was looking at that, yeah.
It almost like someone popped her there. But it'll be interesting if it still pools once I'm not taking breaks for the glasses and eyes.
She had a little birthmark.
Yes, she does. So
It's pretty. Beauty mark.
That is... So I kind of have worms on the hooks. funny thing is, this wasn't ever the pattern I would have been like, oh, I'm going to work this pattern. I never
Right.
really expected to work it again after I made the original and the tutorial one. But they work really well for the purpose of blocking light at the top of my
Right.
my window. So
Okay. In my PHN Chameleon bag, this is our 5-year anniversary or podiversary bag. You can see the 5 here. Ann Brody did the bag. My husband did the artwork.
that's back in 2017.
2017. This is the yarn that I developed for it. I don't know if you can see it really well here. It's a picture of the yarn. That's found in the Woman Cave. This is my At the Bottom of the Hill scarf pattern. Actually, it's going to be a cowl. And this is just something I modified that I saw in a magazine down at the bottom of the hill. But I keep saying down at the bottom of the hill for you new people. We have a kind of a second-hand place down at the bottom of the hill. And I'm not sure if it's going to survive this pandemic, but unfortunately. But they get in, like, I guess they get estate sales or they go to those storage things, and sometimes they'll get a lot of craft stuff. And they had a book. I didn't want to buy the book. I have so many patterns, and it's something that I don't want to do or whatever. I just don't want to have more stuff.
Right.
So I looked at it, I'm like, I think I can do something. Maybe I can do something similar. And so I came up with this, and I know I'm going to change things eventually because
Well, make sure you hold it up so
curls.
they can really see it too.
Yeah, this is the front of it, I think.
That is the front.
I got the thing on the front.
Well, also you can just tell by looking at the stitch pattern.
So that's,
There, you can. Yeah, they can see it.
and then this is what the back looks like. I actually like the back.
You always do.
And there are a couple mistakes here. This is probably going to stay with me or go to charity, so I'm not really concerned because the mistakes are kind of at intervals, and it just looks like I decided to put a line, because I said, oh yeah, I remember where I'm at because of the way the marker is.
Yeah.
And it looks like, if you look here, you can see there's kind of a bump. Can you see? I don't know. if you
Yeah, they can
the
see.
bump. And then a little further up, there's another one up here. And then there's one right here. So it's kind of random, but because there is more than one of them. There's one here as well. Because there's more than one of them, it looks like it's part of the pattern. Just kind of random.
Right.
So, and this is James C. Brett as well. Just want to go to the end. I have this much left. And because it's knitting, it's going on forever. So this might be a nice size. I might be able to double it.
Right.
So, takes care of that. I do like, James C. Brett is probably my favorite chunky yarn, at least in acrylics.
Right.
It's got huge yardage for a chunky, like 300 and some odd yards, and who does that? I mean,
Right. Exactly.
yeah, it's just amazing.
And it's not a bad quality.
It's good quality.
Okay, so, this is what I need to show next anyway. In my Kikaboo bags, teacups, kind of like a yellowy, biley color.
Kind of a muted chartreuse.
So,
Is that what puce is?
this is, or these are my pair of, socks made from Maryland Crab, which is an old Dragonfly Fibers
Let me see.
Maryland sheep wool colorway, and
It's not showing
the
the color.
pattern is sorry, having brain issues. It's a KF Jones pattern, Baker Bear fame.
Oh, is this the Choose Your Own House socks?
Choose Your Own House socks? Yes.
Okay, this is not showing up even,
Yeah, it's
even-
showing up a little bit. Hold on, let me try.
but
it
not
on mine.
nearly. It's beautiful. The pattern is absolutely gorgeous with that yarn.
It's showing up a little bit, but it's really.
It looks almost like it's hazy. I hope it's not hazy for you guys. It's really, really beautiful.
I think it might partially be the screen, like we're looking at.
It could be.
So hopefully it's showing up well for y'all. And so that talk was finished literally on the podcast.
Last podcast, yeah.
And
Last week.
This is the progress on the second one. And I did a little DPN tutorial for that. For casting on with DPNs with a couple different methods.
Very nice.
I actually should probably try on the sock.
Probably. Not now, though.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So
I like those colors. Very nice.
I measured my foot. I know it'll fit.
And that's very unisex.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It kind of almost looks like a masculine sock with the colors I chose, but
I think it's unisex. I wouldn't say that was only masculine because I love those colors. They're pretty.
oh, I fell in love with these colors, and I had ripped them out of a different pair of socks initially, and they had just been sitting in my my shelf, waiting for me to put it into another project. So it's getting its second life. It will be finally used.
Yay.
So, and I look forward to having these.
Okay.
Because I keep reusing the same knit socks.
And as soon as I get done with what I had to do this morning, I'm going to put my hand knit socks on.
Well, especially with the weather getting a little colder, I
Yep.
keep telling myself maybe if I make my feet a little warmer, my joints in my feet will hurt a little less.
In my Kikibu Owls Holiday Owls bag is
Why is
my...
the tea all gone?
I don't know, my tea is all gone too. And we didn't get a chance to do the drinking game.
Because we didn't drop anything or anything.
This is my Rusty Preemie hat, and I did a little bit, not enough to get the inches I need, but it is growing. So, just a basic E-wrap hat. So, yeah. And thank you, Steph? I think it was Steph.
Well, it's Stephanie's.
Yeah, the one who is left-handed.
That's Steph Keith.
Yeah, thank you for answering my question. She told me that I would get these kind of stitches, twisted stitches, if I'm doing an E-wrap. So
And I knew it looked like a twisted stitch.
your turn.
Okay, so in my... Come here. Silver Shed USA. And this is the second Tortoise vs. Hare bag. So this would have been, it says a year on the inside, 2017, so it's the same year as our 5-year anniversary.
Well, we did a couple of bags that year, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. This must have been the third? No, I think this was only the second one. I didn't realize how new Tortoise vs. Hare was.
Tortoise vs. Hare was pretty new.
Yeah.
I mean,
It would have been 2016 since this is the second bag.
I thought we did it in 2015.
I'm not
I
sure.
don't know. We had
this is the second bag.
because we have 3 bags.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the second bag.
I don't remember.
But,
Laura would know.
yeah, she would. So this is a mom's pair of Dancing All Night socks.
Yay!
Probably about, I think about an inch away from being able to start the heel.
Look how pretty.
Maybe a couple inches.
And that yarn is Funny Papers, right?
Yes, it's Miss Babs Funny Papers.
I gave it to her. I had that yarn in my stash for like 50,000 years because I got it at one of the Maryland Fiber Festivals. And I think I was going to do a turtle with it.
And I know it looks thin, but A, it stretches, and B, we have long, thin feet. So I usually have to knit one of the smaller sizes for the number of stitches and then just make the length work. So.
And we like our socks to be, not fall down necessarily.
Yeah, to provide a little bit of pressure, but not too much pressure.
Went
So,
along well.
yep, that had some progress.
Okay. All right, my next one is in my Plover Bird large teacups bag. Oh, sorry. And this is my Walk in the Woods stole from the Surabel pattern by Sarah Sweethearts. And this yarn is non-superwash. I didn't realize when I picked it up.
This is a little unusual for you.
Yeah. I think it's non-superwash. Maybe it is superwash. I don't know. It's a giant skein of worsted weight, 840 yards. And I will try to use all of it. Because I want this to be a nice, generous stole.
Mm-hmm.
The yarn is, Spinway Farms yarn, giant skein, 840 yards. And I think it's Bryce Wonders colorway, and I'm using an L hook for this particular one. And actually, this one's coming pretty fast. I only started this one in October.
Okay, so that's apparently the thing you want to work on.
Well, and it also works up pretty quickly.
Right.
because
We have a big yarn with big hook.
big hook, and the hook is slightly outsized. It was a little fiddly to do as much outsized as I wanted it to,
Uh-huh.
but this is the one that for the last few podcasts when I showed it, you see that I'm going to start working on it again.
Right,
Yeah.
because it's almost like she can't help but work on it when she has it in her hands.
Yeah. So
So, this one. Oh, next project. In my, we can't figure out who is the bag maker, but this is the Velveteen Rabbit
Suburban
bag.
Stitcher.
Oh, okay, Suburban Stitcher. Velveteen Rabbit
I'm
bag.
pretty sure it was Suburban Stitcher. Came to me right after, somewhat after the podcast the other day.
Because she doesn't put her name anywhere in the bag.
Well, that's one of her early bags. I actually contacted her. I said, my daughter loves this. And, she was really sweet.
So it's a really nice bag. And in this bag is my first sock for the crunkled socks, and I'm using the owl colorway.
And the Crunkled Socks is by?
Yeah, the crunkled socks are by K.F. Jones of Baker Bears fame. The owl colorway is West Yorkshire Spinners. This is part of their bird collection, which I love. Oh, I found my other skein of the one I had with the red and what was that? That was
Blue. Was that not Blue
no,
Tit?
not blue tit. I wanted to get. I've been wanting.
That was
blue
really
tit.
hard to get.
It was the one I had was red, like a reddy orange with like grays and blacks and whites. It was.
Was it a British bird?
Well, it would have been because it was from Yorkshire. Blast will come to me later. Because I gave Laura the shawl I knit out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and thank you, Margaret, for the tip on how to wash it with a conditioner. Hopefully that'll help.
And Margaret is Fiber Hermit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna bother me, but I found the other skein regardless of the yarn that I used to make that shawl. But that's not what this is about. This is about the owl one. I am exactly an inch away from where I need to be. I want a 7-inch
I
leg.
really like the way that turns out. It's so
It looks
pretty.
really pretty, and it makes it, like as I've said before, it makes you think of the owl's kind of ruffly chest. So, it's a fun pattern to work, and I finally realized, like, oh, I think I'm dropping stitches, not A, because I'm tired when working on it, but B, with the DPNs and the finger and weight yarn, there's just far more places I can drop stitches. I don't tend to do it when I'm working a heavier weight, but I kept doing it on fingering weight, so I moved to Magic Loop, plus I have more US ones on Magic Loop, and I haven't yet dropped any stitches changing methods, so I'm thinking that might be the way to go for me
Magic Loop, yeah.
when I'm working my fingering weight socks.
Davina only wants fingering weight.
No, she expressed some interest.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Okay.
So but I probably won't make her quite as many they're not fingering because I'm not sure how much she'll wear
Right. I have to
them.
see if she wears them as house socks.
Because she has a tendency, if she's wearing a pair of socks, she's wearing a pair of socks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's not like us that we... Yeah.
Well, she'll take them off and then change them. So I'm not completely sure. I mean, I put the skids on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
But, and we do have skids coming in for our house socks. Now this is a pair of socks, just to be a pair of socks.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But it's got a nice, I really like the feel of the fabric that the crinkled socks make. So, yeah, that's that. It's definitely very owly and more kind of muted for me. Again, masculine.
That one's very masculine.
Yeah.
I do like it, though. It's pretty.
Well, like, that's what the original owl was designed out of.
York.
York, yeah.
Very nice.
So,
Okay. Let me get this stitch finished here. So I can... Whoops. I split my stitch.
it's funny.
There we go. I want to put water after my tea.
You have to put water at some point after your tea.
Not wish it.
Unless you don't plan to drink the rest of the day.
I have tea the rest of the day. Okay. My next project is in the Silver Shed USA Tootsie Pop Owls bag that Davina got me for Christmas a few years back. Christmas or birthday, I forget which.
I can't remember.
And this is my Stephanie, aka Steph the Bookworm.
I kind of feel like it might have been Christmas.
And this is from the Cyrano the Bookworm pattern by Talia.
Yeah, it's Mom's contribution to the Cyrano army.
I had to stop because, I don't know. I'm gonna trust the pattern because
What's going on?
nothing's going on. It's.
That's why. Wait, hold on. You shouldn't have white here. You should have black here.
What?
You messed up. You mixed up your black and your white.
Oh, okay.
You just misread
the color pattern.
The color.
Okay.
That's black. That should be black. That should be white.
Okay.
That's what the problem
Okay.
is.
I knew it didn't look right. So you can see what I'm talking about. I just mixed up my colors. So, you see, this should be, that white should be black. So, okay, that's an easy fix. Okay. I'll do that when I have a little bit of a brain.
You might want to write yourself a note. So when later on you forget what's wrong with the pattern.
Let's see here.
Because I'd hate for you to finish the whole eye looking and be like, what's wrong with his eye?
So this is, let me see.
He's a mutant bookworm.
So wait a minute.
So,
okay. A is the variegated.
yeah. Look, it says on top.
Okay, C is black, D is white. Okay, C.
While she's working that out, I'll go ahead and show mine. So, my last one is in my Kiki Boo Bags blue puzzle pieces bag. Are you confused?
I'll figure it out. B is yellow. Okay, I'll figure this out a little bit later.
So, in this bag, well, I couldn't help myself, and I cast on Davina's sock.
Oh,
And this is the one that I figured out that, oh, the magic loop works better with the fingering weight. Because I didn't have enough DPNs in that weight, in that length of... I didn't have enough DPNs in that size of needle. So these are the Jemima socks. And actually, there's a lot more black in this yarn than I realized.
yeah. I put black on the.
It's just fun. Like, for some reason, it's working up a little differently than I thought it would. But I think she'll still love it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's bright. And
And
it's,
that colorway is neon watermelon.
yeah, this is Neon Watermelon. And the pattern is by K.F. Jones. This is the, brain just died. Jemima socks. So, it's fun. I spent part of last night and part of this morning knitting on this.
I mean, look, progress.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I only started after you went to bed.
And I went to bed late last night.
Yeah.
Laura says to me, "You're up late." I think she thought, Laura, did you think that I was actually at a PT with her? I was at home.
Yeah.
I wasn't. We weren't out. Because I was ambiguous. I said,
Late night PT.
yeah, yeah. I was at home. You know,
I'm sure she got it.
yeah,
So, yeah, that's all my projects.
yeah. Okay. Let me just get this stitch done. Do you have any more projects?
That's all my projects.
Okay, I don't have any more either.
Oh, okay. Well, I do have an FO. Do you have an FO?
Just a second. Let me just get this stitch finished so I know where I'm at. I do not have an FO.
Okay. So, do you have anything pulled out?
Pulled out?
Well, we usually have, like, ripped out before.
Oh. No, I don't have anything like that this time. I'm saving things that I'm going to be ripping out for January 1st.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay, so I do have an FO, and I think you guys probably know what it is based on the fact that he didn't show up.
yeah.
Milo is finished.
And his glasses are perfect.
Yeah, I do like them better than I thought I did. I mean, they're still more subtle than I'd like.
He's a shy bookworm.
But he will be going to his place and letting the platypus retire because the platypus is tired of having his face stuffed in the...
That's why I'm waiting to have my bookworm done so I can put my platypus back up in the bed because his nose gets bent, his beak gets bent all out of shape. The poor things.
Now my platypus, I think because by the time I did my platypus, when you were stuffed better and all that, yours is such an early one, I think that it has a little more trouble than mine does. But yes.
And it's a little different construction because I think the person I did, it was a Stacy Trock, and I think I had to add, like, sew it on, and I don't remember if yours sews on or not. I can't. It doesn't look like it from here, but I can't tell for sure.
Yeah, it does.
It does so on?
It does so on.
Okay.
I had to think about that a second. No, it sews on. But yeah. There he is in all his wormy glory. I did run out of yarn.
Mhm.
But
It looks
this
like he
yellow
has
works.
a glowworm. Yeah.
It works. He just kind of does his special little tail end.
He's cute.
I was really thinking for a while I might make it to the end. I was so close.
He's cute.
So
He's cute.
happy with him, and he'll go to his new spot.
Mhm.
But because he's on the spot behind my bed, I won't see him as much.
Mhm.
Now, once I have all of them, I'll be able to maybe reorganize and decide who goes where, so I can maybe see him a little bit
Right.
more. But
Okay. All right. What's next here? No FOs for me. No graphic novel for me.
I do a beads and string. Hold
Okay.
on. I just have one because I sent off one special order that I finished, but let me drag this thing a little closer. Sorry, guys.
It's hard for her to reach all her bags. You got it?
Yeah, it is though. This goes here. Goes there. Aha, okay. So, I haven't actually started my next rosary. I need to do that. This was such a busy week.
Yeah, it was.
I felt proud of myself that I finished a flying novena chaplet.
Yep.
So, it's just a little thing. Just 10 beads. We say this novena a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Just 10 memoraries. For those who are Catholic, who know what that is. Basically, it's a prayer asking for Mary to intercede for us, just like we would ask anyone else to intercede.
Mm-hmm. Very powerful prayer.
Yes. Well, it's really, it's one of those prayers that anytime I lose something, I'll say that prayer, and by the time I'm done, it's like 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10, I find it.
Give St. Anthony a little bit of a break. St. Anthony used to get a workout over here. He gets a little bit of a break now.
So, yeah, I really like this blue.
I do too. It's a pretty one.
I'm not sure I can get the blue again after it runs out. I'll have to check my supplier that I got it from, because they only had one lot and they weren't sure if they would restock.
Now I like, even better than that, the Brilliant Royal Blue.
Well, the royal blues I can consistently get.
Now but this is, I like this because it's a little more subtle. It's almost, well, now you can see a little bit more blue. But it's almost got a gray undertone to it.
Almost a purple tone to it too.
I don't see the purple. I guess maybe a little bit.
It kind of makes me think of, I don't know, there's a purpley bluey color, I don't know what it's called. Not lavender, but
Periwinkle.
periwinkle, yeah. I guess you could also say maybe this is a cornflower. No, cornflower is more of a royal blue.
Sort of?
It's more to the royal blue end than periwinkles. I think it's between
Yeah.
periwinkle and royal blue. But I think you're right, this is more of a periwinkle. Maybe a cornflower. There we go. So that's beads and string.
Okay. Let's see here.
That leads us on to shop news. I will say my little bit of shop news first, since Mom's focused on her thing. I will be releasing the Melissa pattern to both Lovecrafts and Etsy. It's due to be released the 30th, so it'll probably be released either in the morning on 30th, or I might try late Sunday night before I go to bed, or wee hours of
Are you
Monday
talking about
morning.
tomorrow as Sunday?
The 30th isn't.
Oh, that's next week. Right? No.
Yes, the 30th is Monday.
Right, but if you said the night before.
So what I was saying was, the night before this Sunday, so this Sunday night, I might go ahead and release it either late hours Sunday night or early hours Monday, because I don't want to wait till I get up on Monday, because we have a hair appointment and I might forget about it.
There's a lot going on. We have a lot.
And most people have finished, and the one person who's not all the way through, A, she did the biggest size, and B, so I knew that it might be a difficulty, and B, she already gave me forewarning she might not be able to make it to the halfway point, but she's honestly done enough that I'm fine with that.
I kept saying we have about 5 weeks left on our longs. We don't. We have a month.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot how
How close December
How close? Yeah, I mean, today is the 28th.
Yep.
And
Where did November go?
yeah. Okay, for me, for the shop, thank you everybody who's been making sales.
Yeah, we still have our sale going.
We still have the sale going.
20% off.
20% off. I think it ends on the 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
I think it ends on the 3rd. So I think it's good through the Tuesday, I think. Midnight going into Wednesday, I think.
Just, check
Just
in
check.
and see.
Just
Because
check.
everything in our shop is 20%.
Yeah, I get
20%. Our
confused.
shop, so.
I get confused whenever they say like a date to a date, whether they mean it's stopping on that date or if it's stopping the following date. So just keep an eye open that last day. I want to thank all the people who have done sales there for me. I know that a couple people are waiting on pre-orders. I appreciate your patience. I know one of them I've been in contact with because I'm developing something for that person, and she's being very patient with me because she knows how busy I am with the other orders I have to get out. And she's been super sweet. I want to make sure there's not anything time sensitive. I did finish one of my pre-orders, and she will know who she is. I've got something already I'm holding for her in the shop. She wanted to have this one done as well. This is my favorite teddy bear. She asked for this.
Oh, that's pretty.
And this, my husband really likes this one. This is a DK. Yes, this is a DK.
I guess if I ever designed teddy bear, you should probably use my favorite teddy bear.
Yes, this is my favorite teddy bear. This has got some browns and golds in it. My husband actually thought it looked like an antique gold.
I don't think so.
Yeah. This was based on my teddy bear that I had as a child, and the belly, the belly was kind of this color, and it was all. I think he became real because I can't find him. He had his one little eye, and then he had a button that my mom had sewn on the other eye, and I just loved that bunny. I mean that bear. That bear and
Mine was a bunny.
That bear and the pony that Taya's making for me to replace the one I lost. Those were the ones I kept. They were my favorites, along with a Henry. I don't know if you remember the Henrys. They're these great big yellow dogs. And one day I came home from school or something, and sitting on the daybed that was in my room was a variety of sizes of this Henry. And mine was the biggest because I was the oldest. And then my sister had the next one, and my baby sister had this little teeny tiny one. Because she was a baby.
Yeah.
And so those were my 3 toys that I kept all the time, and I don't know where any of them are.
Well, I know you said someone in college took your Henry.
Yeah, he hit. Oh boy, all heck broke loose. I couldn't find it. The following break I took it home. But this is my favorite teddy. So yes, this is here. I'm gonna put it up. I'll put your name on it, and for the person who ordered it. If you like this color, I can make it again. I have the recipe, and this will be going up in the shop as soon as I can get some pictures so she can take advantage of the sale. And if I don't get it up on time for the sale, she will still have the sale.
Right,
Because
because
she put an order in beforehand. This one, I had to do something for Talia. And so this
For
one...
design.
For her design. So this one is in a lighter weight. This is a fingering sock. What I call a fingering sock sparkle. This is my Stardust based. And this is Silver Bells. So it's really hard to catch the sparkle.
You caught
in
the
this.
sparkle half a second when you moved it.
I don't know if you can see that. This is my gentle sparkle. My Comet base has the really metallic,
But it's not the weight I needed.
and it's also not one that many people seem to care for. I can get it if you want a Comet base, but this is my sparkle base. This is my Stardust, and this one will go in the shop.
One who loves the comet base, Davina.
Davina loves the Comet base. But I can't justify getting it if only Davina wants it.
Right.
Unless you want me to put aside a certain amount for making her something. Because I can only get it in a 10-pack. And so,
It has to be worth it.
Yeah, so, let's see here. And that's provided my supplier has it, because my supplier is having some issues getting things right now. One of my suppliers is. Actually, both of my suppliers are running out of things. I'll talk about that other stuff in a little bit. Now, you guys saw You guys saw this before. The reason I'm showing it to you is because I touched it up. I didn't like the amount of almost white in this. It was actually kind of a real light pink. This is what a maroon, so I re-dyed it, so you can see that this is nice and dark. It's kind of a cranberry color, and this is on my sparkle base as well. It's a fingering sock.
I feel like such an idiot, but it suddenly hit me that when he says what a maroon, he's actually calling him a moron.
Yeah.
I don't know why I never brain.
So this, I was going to call this cranberry, but I wanted to be able to sell this all year round. So this is what a maroon, and my husband actually named this. Or I said something about it, and he's like...
No, I think it was him.
Yeah. He likes to name things. I don't always agree with his...
He and Davina both.
He and
and
Davina,
sometimes
yeah.
they have like naming wars, and sometimes
Yes.
not like actual naming wars. They aren't fighting. But
No. It's just sometimes I can't think of a name. I go to them and they,
Davina's
help me.
actually come up with some pretty good ones.
She
as
has.
Dad.
Daddy has as well. So these will be going up in the shop as well. I have 2 of these. And if you, as always, if you see something you like on the podcast, I've had people contact me privately about it. That's fine. These have to be reskeined.
Did I emphasize that this was your yarn? Because this here is Mom's yarn, the neon watermelon.
Yeah. That one is not in the shop right now.
Yeah.
This one will be in the shop. As soon as I can get it reskeined and get the pictures. So I'll have 4 items going up in the shop at the moment that I know of. I'm hoping to dye yarn tomorrow. Today I need to do some housekeeping kind of stuff because I don't want my hairdresser coming in here and seeing a house that looks like a cyclone hit it. So I'm going to do that, and some adult things like bills and all that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping if I get that done today, because I don't like to do that on Sunday. Dyeing yarn is fun for me, even if it is kind of businessy. It's fun.
Right.
And when a priest one of our priests has given this sermon multiple times that if it's really fun, like washing a car is fun, as long as I'm not, going out and selling on Sunday.
Right.
If it's something fun, I can do it. I like to dye yarn, so I will do that hopefully tomorrow after I do all my other stuff. But keep an eye open. I will have things coming up in the shop. If you, if you see something you like, 20% off. If you, I've had a couple people contact me for custom type things. If I can do it, I will do it. If I can't, I'll try to work something out with you about a time schedule, and we'll see what happens with that. But thank you very much for your generosity. I was really excited to see all the sales.
Yeah, Mom's really done well
So
with
thank
those
you.
sales.
That made me very happy. This is the time to get some of those things.
Yeah, it is.
I was excited to see my Without Packages sock set go because it wanted to go so badly, and now it's gone. It's going off in today's mail. So
That's
yay.
awesome. So, that leads us on to stash enhancements.
Right.
Actually,
Okay.
before stash enhancements, may talk about the book that's...
Um,
Because I have a yarn to show that's an older one
Yeah.
that's not really stash enhancement, but I'm not sure if I showed it before.
okay.
And then you have the little book.
Basically, I'll get to the books in a second since we're going to be doing writing and reading and all that kind of stuff. The shared story didn't get a whole lot of work.
We're doing stash enhancement, Mom.
I don't have any stash enhancements.
Yes, but you have those books. I figured
Oh,
Crochet.
that's why I got confused because
Yeah.
You were talking about the books. Okay, yeah. We talked a little bit about this during the
But
Patreon.
I figured people might want to actually see them.
I don't know if I will do this or not.
Can you show them the cover?
I'm going to. But I have these books. I had to go looking. They were actually in my file cabinet, not my shelf.
Oh, that's not a place for them.
Well, things I don't think I'm going to do, but I don't want to get rid of.
Oh,
They
okay,
went in the
just in
file
case.
cabinet. Yeah. These are socks that are crocheted. Okay. I couldn't bring myself to give them away if I thought I might buy them again.
Mm-hmm.
So one is toe-up socks, and the other one is has toe-up, cuff down, and has both of those. This one has 9 designs in them. Here's a couple you can see on the back. And I was thinking about maybe trying the tube socks because they don't have any heels.
Right.
And here you can see the back of this. This will look pretty in your owl yarn.
Yeah.
So, and the front you can see here more socks. This one, I see this one on the front of this. These, they just look like it might be fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I think most of them are intermediate, but like I said,
You're pretty intermediate.
I'm not really worried about that. Now, some of them are DK. A lot of these are DK. Some of them are fingering sock. Like this denim blue is sock weight yarn.
But you
which
just
means,
do the ones that you can.
Yeah, a size. Oh, see, they're talking about a steel crochet 2mm size 4. I'm not doing that.
Uh-huh.
I'm not doing that. You know, it's just I have, unless I can find. It's hard for me to see stitches that small.
Right.
And I have to be able to have the handle that's bigger.
Right.
So that one probably won't get done. But like this one's a DK. It's called River Moses, and it uses, well, it says it also uses a size 4 2mm crochet hook or size needed to obtain gauge. So we will see.
Yeah, because they probably make them pretty tight, so that way.
Yeah. We will see. It looks like all of these use a size 4, and I have a tight, a loose gauge, so I might have problems doing these socks. But I thought about maybe giving it an option. And I know I promised Laura that I would try to do the socks on the loom, because that might be easier for me, given my difficulty with the size of the needles and hooks and stuff like that. If I can do it on the loom, I might be able to do that. Because all the socks appear to have the same hook, which is different from the knitting. When you go up and down with the knitting, it changes the size of the needle.
Hook. I mean, yeah.
So this one here, now this one I might be able to do. This is a very basic cuff down sock. It is DK weight, and it uses an E hook. So I could go down to maybe a D or a C maybe.
Right.
Okay, they're very basic. Maybe house socks.
Right.
I think this one might have bigger yarn with bigger hooks because it's kind of a tutorial on a lot of these. This is a D hook. These are hooks I can work with. D hook. Yeah. I might be able to do the ones out of this book.
Well, good.
So we'll see. That takes care of that.
So for me, first let me show the one that's only kind of sort of a stash. Well, it's a stash enhancement, but I can't remember. It's an older stash enhancement, and then I can't.
Oh, I didn't even rewind it for you.
No, because we figured why.
Yeah.
This is some of Mom's candy corn, and Davina wanted this for a hat, and I just haven't wound it up because I'm not quite ready to knit her
You
hat
can
yet.
still see my.
Because I even
dies,
asked her,
yeah.
do you still want this for a hat or do you want it for socks? She still wants it for a hat.
And that's on my Stardust Space.
Yeah, that is Stardust Space. And then I have other stash enhancement. They got in my
Who's they?
sorry?
Who's they? You didn't say who they were. You just said
Oh,
they.
no, but Miss Babs got in my sorry, you just derailed me. I'm having trouble thinking.
Okay, the squash blossom.
Squash Blossom. So Mom picked up that for me, which was really sweet of her. She was going to hold it for Christmas and then decided not to. So it was part of my yarn haul. And this is...
From the fiber festivals that we didn't go to.
Yes. And this is Torchbearer. This is her Killington weight. I have some Killington.
That's silk, isn't it?
Polworth wool, Tussa silk. 85% polar, 15% Tussa. So, it smells like yarn.
Good. That's a podcast.
So, this yarn always makes me smile.
So we are now happy. She has her favorite yarn, and I have my favorite yarn.
And here's the other one, because you really can't, it's hard to get this.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to run low.
Yeah. I got her 2 of those. I got her 2 of those, and I got 2 slate for me and 2 of that blue slate for me, because you don't know when they're coming back in.
Yeah. It really does smell like yarn. So.
A superwash, though, right? With Yowza.
Oh, yeah, this is Yowza. This is superwash. And I usually use this like in shawls in conjunction with other colors.
And
things
she
like-
only had 6.
Yeah, so and it was out of stock for a long time, it seemed.
Yeah.
And then my final one. I didn't think to bring my sticks, but I did bring this. I've been having a lot of problems with, no matter how I put up my hair, it's been very painful. So I looked up online migraine friendly hairstyles. And one of the things that kept coming up were using hair forks and hair sticks. Well, I already had some hair sticks, and I forgot to bring them over here. That Mom and Dad had gotten me at Maryland Sheep Animal one year I hadn't come. I don't even think you guys knew what they were. I think you guys thought they were chopsticks, like normal chopsticks. But they're too pretty to be normal chopsticks. And I've never used them that way because I thought they were too pretty. And when I learned about, hair sticks might help, I looked over, I was like, I have 5 hair sticks. So I started doing hair sticks, and I found them a lot more comfortable. And I did order also some hair forks. This is my first set. This is a set of 2. Same kind, just in case, I needed 2. But for the amount of hair I have, I don't really need 2 right now. I would think, like, if you had a lot of hair and you did 2 buns, you could...
Are you doing one on each side?
Yeah. But right now, the one that's my go-to when I'm not doing the 2 forks is I do a French braid, flip it up, and then pin this in. And that's all I have. I don't even have an elastic on the French braid. So...
yeah, they can see it.
Yeah, so it's really comfortable. And it's easy to take down too.
Mm-hmm.
And my hair holds the braid afterwards, so if I want to go to bed, I just take this down, pull this off, braid still intact, put an elastic on the end for sleep, and then I'm good. Because the braid will hold
Right.
for long enough for me to do that. So yeah, I'm very happy with that. Because I can't do ponytails, it's too much pressure back there, and this just distributed it more naturally for whatever reason. So it does look like a tuning fork though.
It does.
And there's also a Trident one, but that won't be here for a while. It kind of looks green sometimes in some lights. I think they
Well,
call it
it's
blue.
very mermaid peacock kind of.
Yes, it is. I didn't like their red options.
Oh, look, my wedding maroon matches the.
How
Yeah.
fun.
Okay, is that it for your?
That is it.
Okay, I keep losing my show notes. We did have something. I want to go into thank yous before we go into everything else here.
Okay.
Because we did have some thank yous. First, I want to thank Angie in the East for posting. She posted the most adorable little owl YouTube video for me. I just love it. It's so cute. So thank you, Angie in the East, for that. And then Rena sent us this really nice card with some support
Yes,
for the
thank you, Rena.
podcast for shipping. Thank you so much, Rena. I can't tell you how much we appreciate it. It was a very nice little note. I'm not going to read it. It's very sweet
Yes,
and
thank
it's
you.
personal, so I'm not going to read it. But thank you very, very much. It will definitely help.
Yeah, thank
We
you.
appreciate that. Okay, so going on to, all right, we're going into the writing now. So writing and reading and stuff like that. I didn't do any writing. It was too busy cooking and doing that kind of stuff. But I did do a little bit. I think we did a little brainstorming, but not even a lot of that this week.
No, not really.
It wasn't conducive because we were trying to think of how to what's the word? How to adjust recipes for gluten-free and dairy-free.
And then not to make a flat dry.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
That hard
We'll get to
business.
that in personal. Yeah. But so we didn't have enough time to do any of that kind of stuff, really a brain power, because we were kind of running from the minute our feet hit the floor to, with breaks to rest, just doing things, between cooking and errands that had to be run, like getting her PT and pregnancy center and all that kind of stuff, commissary, that kind of stuff. We had a lot going on, so we didn't do any writing really in any way, shape, or form. But I did a little reading, not a whole lot. I read a little bit of Queen by Timothy Zahn. I was hoping to be finished with that because I do like the characters, but even when I was on the treadmill, I was reading things that had to be read to keep up with things. So
Right.
I didn't really have a lot of reading for that.
Not a lot of leisure time.
I'm still doing Pray Like Mary and St. Paul for Every Day. St. Paul for Every Day is probably going to go away for Advent well, because I'm picking up some other things. And you'll probably hear about that later. Mother Teresa will stay because it's so short and very to the point. So that's basically what I've done for that. And I might think of something when Ty is talking, but I don't know.
I haven't done a whole lot of anything interesting, honestly.
Okay. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit then about Thanksgiving and family life stuff. If you don't want to hear that, because you're here for the knitting and crocheting and that kind of thing, we understand. Your time is valuable, and we hope to see you back here for the Fun in the Woman Cave next week, which is December 5th, I believe. So we will say goodbye to you if you don't want to stay for this.
Yes.
We'll give you a couple seconds to say goodbye. Wish you a very blessed week full of everything good and happy. And we'll see you for the Fun in the Women Cave next week.
Yes.
Give them a minute to leave. I usually say YouTube comments, but I'll do that later. Okay, so I'm assuming they're gone.
Yeah.
If they want to leave. And before I forget, I do want to thank the people who who commented. Brittany, Renna, Looney Hiker, Steph, Wendy, who is MacGyver, Come Craft With Me, Sissy, Wombat of Doom 53, Emma, Fiber Hermit, Pat, Stephanie. I think her name is pronounced Aisha. That's the way that's
really
the way my
pretty.
friend pronounced it. So, but she spelled it with a Y as opposed to an I. So, if I'm wrong, please correct me. Jessica, Christina, Kara, and Ange in the East. Thank you for all your comments.
you.
And if I missed somebody, thank you. It's just I didn't see it. Okay, so now Thanksgiving and stuff like that. Do you want to do life or Thanksgiving first?
I mean, life and Thanksgiving is all kind of tied together, I feel.
Okay.
I'm kind of fading, so...
Yeah, so I'll keep this really brief then. We had a very nice Thanksgiving. It was quiet. It was just the four of us. All of our gluten-free things and dairy-free things worked out very well, except for the mashed potatoes,
Yeah.
which we think required real butter,
Yeah.
or margarine or something, because the vegetarian margarine butter didn't have exactly the right flavor. So it was a little different. So, but the desserts worked out, the meal worked out, and we had multiple soups, we had ziti, we had turkey, mashed potatoes, all the whole 9 yards. So, even though it was small, so that was basically that. And because Taya is not feeling well, I'm going to cut it off there, and hope that you had a very blessed Thanksgiving. We wish you a wonderful, blessed Advent, and we hope to see you here for the Fun in the Woman Cave next week. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 430, and that's a wrap.
Bye.